Hey everyone, I'm Coach Wolverine, the owner and the creator of the Wolverine Lifestyle, and the co-host of the channel A Conversation Over Drinks. Now, I got a bit of a different topic I want to chat about today, and the only reason why it's even in the forefront or in my face is because I've been seeing it all over social media recently, and I honestly have no idea why. But for some reason, I keep having all of these self-proclaimed dating experts popping up, and or people sharing stuff about them and things in and around nice guys and simps and whatever the new terms and phrases and all that good stuff is. Okay, so there's one statement that used to really bother me, and it was, nice guys finish last. And it's because I considered myself a nice guy. And I often felt that I finished last all the time. This is the one thing that I learned, okay? There is a reason why nice guys finish last. And I'm going to tell you why. And this will be a bit of a trigger warning, and it's a very tough pill to swallow. Being the nice guy is rooted in a people-pleasing mentality. It's rooted in a people-pleasing mentality because it is established through a belief of inadequacy or not being good enough. So we do nice things for people in hopes to gain their love, appreciation, or admiration. So essentially, we're doing something with the expectation of something being reciprocated. Now, when I realized this, I'm like, wow, this is actually really, this is needy. This is needy energy. I know I don't like people who are needy. There's very few people I've ever talked to that are like, hey, you know what? I really love people who are needy. Like, that's not really a thing. But here's the difference, or here's where the line changes. Is the difference between being a nice guy and a kind guy. Because when you're kind, you're doing something, or we're doing something just out of the goodness of our heart, without the expectation of anything reciprocated. So gentlemen in the dating world, if this is a resentment that you have notched into your shoulder as to, I'm the nice guy, why do I always feel like I'm finishing last, why can't I, find a good woman, maybe you gotta look deeper in here and realize that ourselves are the common denominator in all of these outcomes of situations in our life that we don't like happening. Where inside of here is there a feeling of lack, a feeling of inadequacy, a feeling of unworthiness, of not being good enough? Because that is the rooted energy that is being perpetuated out into the world for all of these women whom you're trying to date, and don't want to have anything to do with that because nobody likes needy. So my question to you is when have you done that self-exploration to see if you're trying to date because you're actually ready to date and welcome somebody into your life because you actually have the capacity to be able to give said person the space that is needed in a relationship, an adult relationship? Or are you just trying to date because you're trying to fill a space in your own life? It's very different. It's very different. So, if you are a gentleman out there and you've been labeled as the nice guy, and it's almost a trigger for you now, that in itself is a tell. Is what part of you is being nice, and what are you what expectation do you have to be fulfilled by you being nice? Because if you were legitimately just being kind and somebody would be like, oh yeah, you're the nice guy, you wouldn't feel triggered at all, right? I went through this self-awareness myself, so I get it. I do understand. But those triggering feelings, you can use that as a check engine light. Turns on, it's like, oh, something that I got to explore. Okay, so that's the difference. Nice guy versus being kind. One's rooted in manipulation. The other one is doing something just out of the goodness of your heart. Okay, so that is the difference between being a nice guy and being a kind guy. So that's it for everything today, guys. Please like, share, subscribe on any platform that you are consuming this content on, and I'll be back at you soon, very soon. Take care, everyone.